especially like through my development stage, you know, freshman all the way to senior year. I just wish I would have been on that side of town maybe and then got to connect with you guys. I definitely felt like it would have helped me a lot.
We just don't feel that type of continuity in the East Central District. So we just been looking, man. You know, there's a lot of new districts out. You see Brennan, they're #1 right now. Mm-hmm. You know, they're not just #1 for no reason in the nation. You know, they have a program. Yeah. Those guys, those kids have been playing together since they were in Little League basketball, you know, and so right now that's kind of where we are. We have a close relationship with the parents on our team, you know, especially with our core. These kids been together for a few years now, and, you know, on and off the court, we try to keep them together, involved, and, you know, that helps when they are on the court. They play for each other instead of just playing the game. And so if we can keep them together, that's our goal. Even if we got to find a district, like, hey,
yeah,
got kids right here for you, you know, like, but that's what we're trying. That same type of continuity and consistency that you see in Brennan right now, that's our outlook. That's originally what we want, you know.
You know, it's interesting that you bring up Brennan, in the sense that we talked about their ranking, you know, but there's a better light coming to San Antonio when we're looking at Brennan's #1 in the state. Mm-hmm. Steele's #7 in the state. Wagner's #5 in the state.
Yeah.
John Jay's #11 in the state. Alamo Heights is 23rd in the state. Cole High School is #10 in their division, 3A division. And I'm not saying that didn't happen in the past, because I know Judson's been ranked. I know Steele and Wagner have been ranked, but there hasn't been the light cast upon it. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the things that Vance and I try to do when we're doing the Coffee Break Sports Editions, when we're doing live segments from different games. So hopefully we can lay out that plan that makes it, we want to say, easier, because I think that young men have to go through the struggle to appreciate it. Mm-hmm. You know, we're talking, you know, for the first time today, but I know I can go back in my childhood and all the things I had to overcome. And now that my kids don't have to overcome the same thing, they're not as resilient. They don't have the same motor.
Yeah.
And so when I say easier, I mean more attainable. But DeWayne, you still gonna have to work, my man. You know, he's gonna lay it out for you, but you gotta do the work.
See, we do it together. You know, that's what the gym membership is for, you know, because it's a numbers game, you know. Like I tell them all the time, you know, right now you're a child and this is your dream. You want to be great, and you're limited to, you can only work out if I take you, or if your mom takes you. You know, you can't do certain things. And so, you know, in my business in the past, I've been so busy and I've been stretched so thin in so many different directions. You know, I told him, I was like, man, next year I'm gonna change my schedule. I'm gonna figure things out. I'm gonna make some adjustments, and we're gonna put this work in. You know, he's been going all this time on just raw talent, God-given talent. We're playing against top teams in the city. These kids been training their whole life. He just started training, you know, and he's locking these kids down. He's blowing past them, you know, and I was just like, it's time. We see what you have. We see all the things that you have that these kids are working for, but it's time for me to help you get to the next level. And so it's like, it takes a tremendous amount of dedication on a parental aspect to understand that your kid is only going to be as great as you can help them become, because they're dependent on you. And so that, like that gym membership, I told Goals, I said, hey man, we might hit the treadmill or something. I said, but really, 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 I need that basketball court, because that's the closest indoor court to my house.
Yeah.
It's like 7 minutes away. So, you know, we in there 5 in the morning on weekdays. We in there 7 in the morning on weekends. We're the first people in the gym. Me and him, we trying to put those numbers up, those shot numbers.
You know, it's interesting. The guys that I personally had the opportunity to interview within the city, those guys at the, you know, Brennan guards, Jaden Flemings from Clark, Jordan Thomas, they all talk about getting shots up.
Yeah.
And at 5 in the morning, you know.
Ain't nobody doing that. Everybody sleep, right?
Yeah, everybody sleep.
That's what I'm telling him. Pound the rock. Everybody sleep. Pound the rock. Wake them up. Wake them up.
I want you, DeWayne, to look at some of the things that your dad has said in the short span of time. he sees your abilities. He saw where he needed to make some adjustments in his career schedule, and he made those adjustments, okay? The only reason I'm pointing that out is that's a big-time life lesson for yourself. Because one day, you're going to be in his position, and your son's going to be sitting right there, okay? So I applaud you for that, man, because, you know, I've been guilty of it myself, you know, career chasing, and then I had to step down from some positions because I was spending more time with other people's, I'm in the schools, you know, so other people's children than my own. But, you know, so I guess that kind of, one of my big questions to parents is who do you feel like the development and training falls upon? The school coaches, the summer coaches, the parents.
It's not enough to rely on somebody. You know, it's like I tell him, man, like we have to take matters into your own hands. If this is your dream, this is your goal, you can't rely on anybody else to get it to you.
Yes.
Except for your parents, your kids. So who do you rely on? You rely on your mom and your dad for the water, electricity, the food. You know, hey, this is my dream. I want to do this. I don't have a job. Can you buy me something to practice playing the piano? Can you buy me a basketball and the hoop so I can shoot? You know, like it's our responsibility to provide these things for our kid. And I feel like training is no different. You know, maybe not everybody is able to take their kid to the gym and train, but you know, there's trainers. You can put them in training. You know, there's other things that you can do. Personally, you know, I'm blessed, and I can still take my son. I've had some crazy surgeries. I just had spine surgery last year, but I'm still blessed enough to be able to physically work out with my child. And so, you know, that was one of the things I realized, man, it's a blessing to be able to do this. Let me do this while I can. So that's what we're doing. Like I can pay for a trainer, but those times are, you know, on Tuesday, 4 o'clock, Wednesday this time, you know, in the morning at 5 o'clock, we can get work in. Yeah. And then you can go to that trainer after school and get some more work in. You know, the blueprint has been laid out for us, man. Kobe he laid the blueprint. You know what I mean? And this year's a year of the snake, man. Year of the hard. Everything this year is supposed to be hard. The work we put in, the things we go through, you know, and it's like me and him on the journey together. I'm building my business brand, trying to, you know, get my stuff off the ground, and here he is. He's working on his future, you know, and so we're like each other's accountability partner. You know, like we told each other, hey, if he see me slack, he gonna ask me, you want to be great? Or you just want to be good? I'm like, you know what, son, you're right. Let me get on my stuff. And I'm gonna tell him the same thing. When in the gym and he's frustrated, hey, there's a difference between good and being great. We gotta fight through it. We gotta work through it. And so that's just, you know, it's 2 days a week. Little league basketball practice is not enough. You know, it's 2 hours or 1.5 hours. You know, you get 4 hours of practice a week. You're not gonna be the greatest basketball player. Not even over time. So, you know, we have to put the work in. We have to do something extra, you know, and for us, I'm putting him in training. I'm helping as an assistant coach on the team. And, you know, we're all over the city, different gyms, different courts, but we're training on our own, you know, and every time we go out and train, you know, outside of practices, if there's kids in the gym or parents or something, we end up gaining a couple kids. They come work out with us, you know, no matter where it is. We were in the gym this morning. The guy's like, hey, are you a trainer? I film kids and I do this. And he was like, nah, but, you know, it was a networking opportunity. He was like, man, I want to come film it, man. He's great, you know. And so it's just one of those things. You have to stay active in it, man. If you stay active, you're going to meet people that are active. You're going to learn things. You know, you got to do your homework and be diligent. And I look at this just like it's my business, man. I need to be, how can I help him? I can't help him be great if I don't know what to do. So I take notes, I study, and, you know, and then we go out there and we apply it, you know. And if I ever get to the point where I feel like what I'm doing is hindering him and not helping him, that's when I got to step back.
Yeah. Because, you know, there's always a point where, even as trainers, you have to hand off to the next.
Exactly.
You know, that's where one of the things that benefited me about the doghouse was I got guys to a point I needed a finisher. And JC was that finisher for me at the doghouse.
Yep.
One thing I did want to ask you, DeWayne, what is it? Do you have a particular number that you like?
Basketball?
34? Giannis? All right.
So what's interesting about that number, man, you know, because he likes it because of Giannis, but I'm a big numbers guy too. So I researched it, seeing like, hey, is there any significance in the world with this number 34? For me, the most significant thing is when it talks about David and Goliath in the Bible. And the number 34 in the Bible, every time something is mentioned or somebody speaks for the 34th time, it says that they are identifying something. So the number 34 has to do with identity. Like, this is who this is, you know, like you're making a statement. This is the name to remember. So when it talks about David and Goliath, Goliath is telling David all these weapons that he has that he's going to use to slay him. David's response is, I have God. Mm-hmm. And that's right before he slays Goliath. So for me, that's just kind of what I'm using. I'm putting that in him now. I'm like, bro, that's powerful. You know, that's powerful. You chose that number for Giannis, and you chose it because of his tenacity, his aggressiveness, his power. Like he said, when he goes to the rack, you're not stopping that. Mm-hmm. And, you know, hey, that for us, you know, our goals are Goliath. You know, right now we're David. We're trying to slay those goals every day, man. And so that's why we're out here putting in this work. I had to make it personal for me too, so just as personal it is for him. That's the only way I'm gonna help him get where he needs to be. He lives and breathes this.
All right, we're gonna take a quick station break. It's Kevin Howard, One Eye Scout, and you're watching TAN TV.
My name is DeWayne, and you're watching TAN TV Kids.
Hello, fellas. I'm Vance Bradford with TAN TV, man. I really appreciate you guys coming and sitting down with TAN TV, man. And Anthony, once again, you're spitting out a bunch of knowledge, and we appreciate it.
Appreciate you having me.
And DeWayne, you know, I know he's over there a little shy and everything, but, you know, I saw a couple videos on him. But, DeWayne, my question's coming to you, man. Your dad said he played a little bit. Can you take him? Can you take your dad? Yeah. Can you take, huh?
Definitely. Yes.
See, look. He done woke up. Can you cross him over? Come on,
Yes.
huh?
Yes.
Ain't no problem, is it?
No.
All right then. Okay.
So DeWayne, so what do you bring? What is your best asset when you're in the game? Is it your dribbling, your ball handling? Is it your defense? You know, is it your leadership? What do you think you bring to the table? Your best attribute that you bring to the table?
My defense.
Your defense. Okay, so you're more defensive man than offense.
I'm really both. I'm really good.
You really both? Okay, yeah, you can be humble. I understand if you want to score, you can score, huh? So you say you average about 14 points a game?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Giannis is your man when you follow in the NBA?
Yeah.
Okay. So look here. I really appreciate you and your dad coming. And we're going to talk to him on the side. You know how to handle some business. And see, we can't follow you, man, your basketball career. Because, you know, he's at the point where, like I said, during the interview, where you're navigating, you know, from middle school to high school and on to college. Okay? You plan on going to college?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's good. Good. Now, this is for you, Anthony.
Yes, sir.
So, the NIL. Has that affected you in any way? Has your thoughts of how you may train DeWayne or lead DeWayne? How has the NIL affected you at your level now? He's 11 years old, or has it?
It has. As far as how we train, our goal is training, and it's still the same. You know, for training, our goal is to be the greatest, be the best that we can, and get to the highest level possible. As far as how the NIL has changed things, is because, you know, it gives him more opportunities that weren't there for his older brothers. You know, or even me when I went to college. You know, when it was time for me to graduate high school and go to college, if I was a top athlete, you know, I wasn't going to get paid. They took Reggie Bush's Heisman. You know, if somebody gave you $1,000, bro, they were trying to take all your accolades away from you and suspend the team. Ohio State couldn't even win a championship. For me, it's totally different now. These kids have opportunity. They can start their life in college. You know, they can keep their eligibility. They can go get to a junior college and get some education, you know, some experience, and then go back and still have eligibility, still play, still get paid. And, you know, that's amazing. You know, there's investment opportunities for these kids now in college. You know, they can really set their future up. So it's not like it used to be. If you go to college and you play ball, but you don't get drafted, now you just got to work, right? Now you got to go. It's not like that anymore. These kids have the opportunity to really take a hold of their future. And so I just, you know, as being a business family, we instill that in him all day. He sees what we have to do. So it's like, hey, you see how hard I got to work? You work hard at what you love as well, and it'll pay you in different ways in the future. And so that's how it's affected us. It's just something else for us to reach for and to shoot for.
Nice. Before I let you guys get away there, Anthony, man, I do want to say, I know you're in another aspect in your life, man.
Yes, sir.
You're a chef. And how we got with Anthony, you know, this is before I knew we had little brother DeWayne, his son, the phenom that we're going to be following. His dad's a chef. And brother from the Martin Show, we're doing a thing, he's searching for the perfect sandwich. Made the sandwich, and one of his sandwiches that he made even had gold flakes on the bun. Heard that one, man?
It's the brisket, too. The brisket. I had gold flakes on the bun, but it was 24 karat gold brisket.
This boy called. So, Reg went around, I call him Reg, but brother went around and tasted the sandwich. Anthony was the victor. Okay? He won that day. So, our next thing we did, we went to St. Philip's with their culinary department. Okay, it's one of the best in the country. So, you got Chef Patrick Brown and his class, and we made sandwiches. You know, bro, man, going back to college, made sandwiches. Now, this time, well, the first time we went around, you know, each station they had, you know, we met Anthony, and you can see it was his sandwich. The second time, they were out there, but we didn't know whose sandwiches it was. And Reg picked his sandwich out of about five chefs from St. Philip's Culinary Department. Anthony won again, man. So, I mean, the sandwich that he picked, and it happened to be Anthony. So, bro, I really appreciate you, man. We're going to continue our journey. Matter of fact, you're one of the top chefs in the Brother Man Searching for the Perfect Sandwich Contest. One of the instructors, his sandwich is also up. The Soul Burger. Yeah, he got the Soul Burger. Then we got a guy out of Galveston, and he got the Junk Burger.
Okay.
Yeah, so man, and we're going all across the country, man, searching for that perfect sandwich. But
that's awesome.
Once again, man, I really appreciate you taking time, sitting down with me, man. And when you contacted me about your son, and I was looked at it, you sent me the videos, man. I was instantly, saying.
And we're back. It's Kevin Howell, my man Anthony, my man DeWayne, and we're talking about things that can help us improve, get better as parents, as athletes, to get a better product. But one thing I wanted to ask you, and you mentioned it, how you run your household. What are some of the guardrails that you're putting up for DeWayne when it comes to academics, when it comes to the training, when it comes to just being a kid?
You know, he makes it easy. I tell people all the time, he makes it real easy. I never have to ask him or force him to practice. You know, if anything, I'd be like, hey, son, can you just relax, give me like 10 minutes, chill out, because he's different when it comes to that. You know, he's the kid that shadow balls on offense and defense. You know, you walk in his room, he might be guarding somebody, you don't even see that person. You know, it's normal to see kids posting and pivoting, but he's playing defense, he's blocking shots. You know, he won't. You know, that's just him. He lives and breathes this daily. So I never have to force him to practice. I wake up, hey, you want to go to practice 5 in the morning? Yep. You know, he's always down to play basketball. Anything basketball, it doesn't matter. School-wise, I don't know. He knows the expectation. It's not like I don't have to be like, hey, get on your grades, this and that. You know, he comes home, he's like, Dad, look at my grades. Dad, look at my grades. Dad, look at my grades. You know, he just brought me the progress report. He has nothing but 90s and 100s.